Hello there, these are your top news headlines from CNN Money Switzerland on Wednesday, the 27th of May. I'm Hannah Wise. Switzerland is entering its third stage of the exit plan, the Federal Council announced today, with Health Minister Alain Berset saying, and I quote, "We can look forward to the coming months with confidence." Here are the details. Tourist sites and public spaces may now reopen from June the 6th, providing they put together a protection strategy. This means that cable cars, campsites, zoos and theatres will benefit from the latest relaxation. Gatherings of up to 30 people will be permitted from May the 30th, and from June the 6th, gatherings of people of up to 300 will be allowed. Larger events of up to 1,000 people may be reintroduced in August. Authorities stress that social distancing and hygiene measures are still important. The borders between Switzerland, Germany, France and Austria will open on June the 15th. Borders with Italy remain closed. Emergency powers given to the Council will be renounced on June the 19th, and more details will come to us on June the 24th. Now, in other news this Wednesday, the European Commission has plans for a €750 billion recovery fund to help the region deal with the fallout from the coronavirus. The package will be made up of grants and loans for every EU member state. To fund the move, the Commission is proposing to borrow money from financial markets. Now, Swiss commercial property market will see challenges ahead. Roost and Partners, who analyse the Swiss property market scene, is warning that rental prices may drop as people continue to work from home.
I believe that home office will be much more seen in the next month, years in Switzerland as well. It will have impacts on the residential market on the one side, and of course on the commercial side as well. We don't believe that now big companies will decrease their rented surfaces so far, but the additional demand, which will increase or will not increase as much as it was in the past. So in the next years, there might be a slower or a lower additional increase in demand.
So and therefore, are we going to see valuations and rental prices go down if there's not as much demand?
It depends on how much surface will be rented by person. There are other beliefs that a person needs more space in the future when he's working into the office, which might compensate the impact of working from home. So this might stabilize a little bit the demand. But we believe that it will lower the prices a little bit for surfaces of offices in the near future. Which impact this will have on the values of commercial properties is not certain, because of the whole other situation with the economy and the interest rates. This has to be looked together.
Okay, so but do you foresee a crisis in commercial property in the future?
There will be changes definitely in the commercial market, and this will have impacts on the prices as well. But so far, I don't see like a heavy crisis coming on the commercial market, because on the other hand, also the numbers of new applications for new construction is decreasing, not just now, it started to decrease in the last year. So it's the construction side is lowering the activity as well, which might be also stabilizing the market as well.
Now, with hotels left deserted by the coronavirus, many are now looking to retrain their staff on what the future of hospitality will look like. Here's CNN's Richard Quest at the Four Seasons in New York.
In this unprecedented crisis, hospitality is being reinvented. COVID-19 has changed everything. The Four Seasons is one of New York's poshest hotels in Midtown Manhattan on 57th Street. The hotel is closed, of course, to the general public. Instead, half of it is being used to house medical staff. The Art Deco details are here. That's just about the only thing that hasn't changed. Mask on, as I'm now meeting other people. There's an alternate entrance where I'm greeted not by a concierge or porter, rather a nurse in PPE.
Difficult for us right now. Service is in our DNA.
Rudy Tauscher, the hotel's general manager, recognizes this is hospitality in the era of COVID-19.
Hotels will need to operate different. We are very fortunate here. We have a huge spatial layout. You have 2 entrances. We can design the hotel. But if you don't have this opportunity and you have a small lobby and you have cramped restaurants, then you have to look at it differently.
This Four Seasons is housing frontline workers, so their precautions are extreme. Now, that plan is being adapted for the general public. Rooms will be disinfected daily and receive black light inspection. Public spaces will be cleaned every hour, and kits with masks and hand sanitizer will be provided to guests. Four Seasons Global President Christian Clerk says they are working with health experts from Johns Hopkins. The more they learn, the more their policies will evolve.
We want to have an approach that is based on science. You know, Richard, there's so much background noise here. And so Lead with Care is about being founded in facts and in science. And we're keeping in mind that there's so much we don't know about this virus.
The world is starting to move. There's a glimmer of increasing demand for hotel bookings. According to hospitality analysis from STR, occupancy last week hit 32% in the United States. That's up from last month, but let's be blunt, it's less than half of what it was this time last year.
This is not going to be a smooth ride. My sense is that every part of the world, every region is going to move at a different pace. You see it already, right, around the world. Different parts of the world, different region, applying different approaches.
All hotels are now working out the logistics of how do you reopen in a COVID world. Should room service be allowed in? How often do you clean? Guests who don't want their rooms cleaned, sanitizing all these rooms on a daily basis. Should gyms be allowed? Spas? The list goes on and on. But you never thought you'd have to deal with these in your career, this sort of thing in your career?
No, never. That's a new one. I've gone through financial crisis and 9/11 here in New York, and now COVID-19. It will reshape us. It will reshape this industry.
The great advantage of a hotel is it is a refuge from home life. So said George Bernard Shaw. Now, grand hotels like the Four Seasons have to redefine what it means to be mine host. Richard Quest, CNN, New York.
Meanwhile, Spain is looking to welcome back international travellers at the start of July. CNN's Atika Shubert has the details.
If you're dreaming of a beach holiday, coastal towns across Spain have been working overtime to prove they can keep visitors safe. But it won't be as simple as laying out your beach blanket.
In Canet d'en Berenguer on Spain's Mediterranean coast, a grid is being laid in the sand to allot 9 square meter spaces for visitors. Beachgoers will need to book space on an app to get access with appointed arrival times. The mayor says the new normality brings new beaches. We will adapt. We will try to enjoy it in the best possible way, he says. In Sanxenxo, on the Atlantic coast, the mayor plans to reopen with a similar grid system and a maximum capacity of 2,300 beachgoers a day. That's less than 75% of previous summers. He says it's a plan that will keep the safety distance between people who come to enjoy the beach. At all Spanish beaches, changing rooms and bathrooms will be subject to strict disinfection with limited capacity. Sun loungers and parasols will need to be cleaned at regular intervals and kept at least 2 meters apart. For locals, the new rules will be worth it if it can help to revive the summer economy. It depends on how many people come to the beach, this man tells us. If it continues as it is now, only for residents, it wouldn't be necessary. But if tourists come and people from abroad, I think it would be a good idea.
The Prime Minister says he wants to make Spain the safest holiday destination in Europe, which is why the country is only gradually lifting those coronavirus restrictions. The idea is to make guaranteed health and safety as much of a selling point as Spain's sun, sea, and sand. Atika, Shubert, CNN, Mallorca, Spain.
Well, we'll have a special programme covering the tourism situation here in Switzerland for you tomorrow. That's right here on CNN Money Switzerland. In the meantime, don't forget, everything is available on our website, cnnmoney.ch, and do follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Bye-bye.